Hey everybody, welcome to another video. It's me, Jesse Blueflower. I'm going to take you on a little journey of how to find inspiration for your D&D game. And this could actually be inspiration for a lot of things, but specifically I'm going to kind of imagine this for your D&D game or your TTRPG game in some way. Um, how to do this with using nature, how to go for a little walk and recharge your battery, your internal battery, you know what I mean? And just internalize and see what you're seeing and get some inspiration from nature. And hopefully, what you see, you can kind of intermix into your game, like implement into your game. See something that otherwise you'd perceive as a normal thing. But in this instance, you can say, what if I altered this thing in some way and implemented my game? What if I changed this characteristic about this tree? What if I changed this characteristic about these weird seeds on this bush? What if I did some other things like that? What if I just altered some small things? But you see these plants, and if you think about it in a certain way, that's what inspiration comes. That's where it comes to you. That kind of stuff. Start just opening your mind a little bit way, thinking a bit differently. I shot a little bit of footage and I thought maybe I would show you some of it, play some for you, and I would tell you what I was thinking when I was looking at what I was seeing, right? Yes. So let me do that and enjoy. Oh, we got this brackish water here. Man, if this is the only fresh water source you have as a party, what do you do? What are you going to do? Like, can you change fresh water? Maybe you have some spells. It's possible. You could. Maybe that's all you have around you is just this rancid, nasty, brackish water, and you got to drink this. And you got to somehow make it clean. Boil it. That means starting a fire. So there's a lot of issues that might cause if they're being tracked and they need to be on the run. So this nasty water could be. It's actually just tannins or something. I think that's what it's called that causes this. It's a natural occurrence. I'm sure the water's not good to drink per se, but this, unnatural looking color, which is perfectly natural, gives the perception that it isn't natural, So, yeah. Okay. And here we have some woodpecker holes. But what if you just expanded your imagination and imagine that there's some other kind of creature that was burrowing into this tree? Well, what is it? I don't know. That's maybe a beetle. Maybe it also Oh, and here we go. Here I'm like jumping around here on my thing. This is just a waterfall. I don't know. It's a man-made structure that salmon can get through. I'm not really sure how you'd implement this in a D&D game, but you could try. I just thought it was cool, and there was some nice flowing noise. Everybody likes some nice salmon water. And here is a nice river. So here, this is an obstacle. Doesn't look like it's moving very quickly, but it very well could be, right? And it's wide. You couldn't just swim across it without maybe suffering some exhaustion points. Maybe it's very cold, and you would also get some cold damage, possibly, or it would slow your movement. There's a lot of things that happen in cold water that you might not consider as a DM just sitting on the sidelines. This is slower moving, more of like a marsh area here, and there are some ducks. Now, with marshes, a lot of stagnant water, you've got maybe leeches in here. You've got other various mosquito larvae, and again, that's in real life. In your fantasy world, you can do whatever you want living in this marsh. It could look perfectly safe and nice on the top, but it might be horrible inside, right? So that's one thing you got to consider. Yeah. Let's just enjoy it for a moment. Okay, looking across here, there are some heron nests. But what if they were harpy nests? That's pretty terrifying. There's like 25, 30 nests up there. And of course, the only path through the bog takes you in close proximity to those dangerous harpy nests. That's perfect. It already writes itself. And these are some very strange fuzzy seed pods. I don't know what tree they come from. Perhaps a Google search would have found that out, but it doesn't really matter because I can just use my imagination to fill the blanks, right? Maybe these seed pods, when you inhale, they go into your lungs, and unless you seek some kind of medical assistance in 1d4 days, you're going to have a tiny tree growing inside your lungs. And that's how this tree just reproduces, you know? It can help it. It's doing what it's always done. And unless you have some guy who knows nature in your party, you're not going to know to avoid these trees, right? So you just got to always be thinking about small things like this and just use your imagination. I know that sounds ridiculous, but just try to think about things from not a logical place. Try to use it as an illogical thing. Try to perceive it as you're an alien looking in from the outside, because that's where the real inspiration comes from. Anyways, I hope you got something out of this. If you did, please leave a like and a subscriber and all of that good jazz, because I'd really appreciate it if you would. Because, yeah, anyway, take it easy. Have a great day. Bye-bye.